Hey guys, welcome to Coffee and Kalashnikovs, the greatest live stream on the planet. Just so y'all know. Welcome. I see you guys got in here early, and everybody's going to town over here in the comments. Folks, if you're here for the first time, please go over to the comments, check them out. There's all kinds of stuff going on. We're talking about AKs. We're talking about the latest things that some of the regulars have picked up here and are trying. Talking about range trips and all kinds of stuff. They have a good time over there. I join in quite a bit and pretty much go through them all. And we talk about what you want to talk about, what you're talking about in the comments. The comments are always the most fun. We get a laugh. We catch up on things. And we cover cool topics because eventually I run out of stuff to talk about. But this week we've got some cool stuff we're going to go over. We're going to talk about a little range trip I took with a special little weapon that we got. We are going to talk about our Buy 39 project that I had some time to really think about things, what I was doing, the direction we were going, what was working, what wasn't. And had a few ideas, and I tried them out, and I loaded up some beautiful ammo. Wait till you see this stuff, and hopefully it shoots just as good. Still deciding what I'm going to shoot it out of, but it's going to be good, and we'll go through that and some of the changes I made. We've also got a product that normally I'd probably put it under our product of the week, but it's something that you guys have seen in just about every video from the get-go, from when my channel started. If we are shooting in the video, if we are at the range, you've seen this product. It's fabulous. It's held up all these years. It was buy it once and not really cry once. It wasn't too bad. It's held up tremendously. I mean, think about the thousands and thousands and thousands of rounds we've shot, and it's held up great. So we're going to go into that. There's a few wearable items, let's say, that have to be replaced every now and then. And I had an experience with the company. They don't sponsor me. They don't give me any free stuff. But when I call them for help, they stepped up to the plate and then some. So it's awesome. We're going to talk about them tonight a little bit and their products, because you guys should try them out. They're that good. What else do I have here in my little bag of tricks? Let's see. Oh, yeah. We've got a product that we talked about last week, and now I have in my hot little hands, and we can go over that. That's a real handy tool for the Kalashnikov rifle. So we'll be going over that. We've got our blade of the week, and this week it is only one. I'm slowing down. I show you guys like 8 or 9. I get all excited, and even my collection will run short eventually. So we're going back to 1. It is Koffee and Kalashnikovs, so we got old standbys again. Dunkin' Donuts. It's easy, and it's good. So kind of wish it was hazelnut tonight. I know my wife bought some, but I can't find it, and she's been out of town, and she's getting back in about an hour. She went to where she feels most comfortable, and that's Seattle. Yep, I know what you're thinking. And yep, she's a blazing liberal. She hates the guns. She hates everything about it and me and everything. No, I'm kidding. She went to visit some friends and went out there. She said it was beautiful. I got some great pictures of the seafood markets out there. I love crab legs, and I love shellfish. I can't stand fish, although I love to fish. I will eat it occasionally. Usually it's got to be battered and fried walleye or something like that. But I love shellfish, lobster, crab, oysters, clams, mussels, shrimp, you name it, scallops, anything. If it's in a shell, creepy crawly, I like it. But they had king crab legs there, and I'm not kidding you. They were as long as your leg, and the large parts of them were bigger around than a baseball bat. They were 90 some dollars a pound. Little crazy, huh? Um, Stuff's getting up there. We might touch on a little bit of politics here and what's going on with the inflation and the former vice president and a few other things. But you notice we switched rooms. I couldn't take that last week with the stuttering or whatever you call it on the video. Seems to be working just fine this week. So here we are. I made a few changes and nobody's home. So no internet usage but me. And maybe I lost all you guys. Oh, no. It says I only got 11 people in. That's it? What the heck is going on? And only 6 thumbs up. So if you guys forgot, throw them in there. Before we get going here, I will mention we are supported by you guys, our fans. I've given up on making money on YouTube because it cuts things short. If I wait to put out videos because I'm waiting for something to be monetized, I'll be waiting a long time. The last one I put out, it was demonetized, and I put it out anyways. I appealed it, and they waited to approve it until the main rush of views was over. So then and of course they don't give you back to one. They start where they approved it, so you miss out on everything. Anyhow, down below where you comment here, there's a little $sign there. That's called a super chat. Anything you guys donate there goes back into the channel to buy cool stuff. It actually bought what we're going to show you today to keep us shooting. So if you like what you see, we certainly appreciate it. And that's all I'm going to say about that. What else? What do we got? Missing something. Yeah, we got a giveaway tonight, guys. So stay tuned. There's stuff to win. We're going to give it away. And it's for your AK. So hang in there and enjoy. Let's check into the chat here and see what everybody's up to. Joe made it in first. He says the king is back. He is too. He's last 2 weeks in a row, like way early. Hope you guys got the notification this week. I didn't get it up there till about 20 after 7, I think, or so. But Mama's coming home. Got to have the place clean, so got a mad dash. I can clean an entire monstrous house in 10 minutes. I'm good at hiding dirt. How's that sound? Not cleaning, really. No, I didn't. We've been keeping up on it. Anyhow, let's see. What do we got here? By the way, Rock, that was really awesome what you sent me. Thank you. And it means the world to me. Not a problem, Joe. If anybody deserves it, you do. You've been here since day one. And Joe's just an awesome, awesome fan. And he works hard at what he does. There's what we do is expensive, man. And, the majority of people, no matter how well you do, it's hard to throw money at something that is not, well, it's hard to put this, might not be a necessity of life, but I guess it is sort of kind of the protector of life. But it's hard to throw money at it when you got bills and everything else coming at you like wildfire, right? So we get done what we get done, and we do the best we can. But Joe certainly deserves it. Takes good care of his family, and if anybody deserves it, he does. So no problem, Joe. It's my pleasure. It really is. Guys, if I could give a giveaway every week, I would. And I will, hopefully. Hopefully, we get people that are sending us stuff to test out and all that kind of stuff. And I pass it on to you guys. I don't keep it. I've told you guys before, I can literally count on less than one hand how many free things I've gotten sent to the channel. Now, maybe there's a couple more now, but I haven't kept any of them. I've given them to you. So anyhow, the more we get, the more we'll give away. That's for sure. And plus the pizzas. We gave away the pizzas. I'm glad everybody enjoyed that. Let's see. I hope your dad's doing okay, Joe. I know you had that scare. I hope everything's cool. Let's see who's in here. Tommy Guns is here. Tommy sent me a email this week. He thinks I don't see him, and I'm bad. I'm really bad. I'm bad at work. I get to work. I don't check my email like 3 hours. I talk about driving your boss nuts, huh? I just get in and I'm pulled in 82 directions. And by the time I get to my office, it's 3 hours later. I walk into work, I don't get to my office for 2 hours, Um, but I do check it. It's not till the day is done and I sit down and go through them real quick. And sometimes maybe I'm tired. I don't even get to it. It takes me a day or two, but I see them all. And then I think he texted it to me too. So I definitely got it after that. But um, he got an opportunity to get a really, really cool AK. Um, it's an Arsenal, and I'll tell you a little bit about it because I looked into these pretty well. I was pretty serious about it. It's different, and I just didn't know if it would fit what I wanted to do. But when Arsenal sort of ran out of their standard imports, whether that be SAM 7s or SLR series. Things were getting thin in the warehouse. The website had hardly anything on it. There were even some, I forget what brand AKs, but they weren't their normal thing. They were like US built stuff. It was thin over there. But in true Arsenal fashion, Arsenal, no matter how many times they say they're out of stuff or the last ones are there and they're gone, they somehow manage to find a load somewhere. They must that must be a monstrous warehouse. I have a mind's eye picture of this place that it just goes on and on forever. It's very poorly lit, ancient forklifts, maybe not even forklifts, maybe like um, the little hand cart forklifts, rolling around, guys in dingy overalls, searching the back corners of the warehouse. And it's dusty and dark. And the guy goes in one corner and he's got a crowbar, and you hear the creaking as he's prying open a crate, and he pulls that straw stuff out all over. And he goes, "Oh my God, I thought we were out of these 3 years ago. Look at this, an entire crate of SLR 31s." I'm sorry, blah, 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 not SLR, SGL 31s, or an entire crate of Vepers, FMs. Geez, look at this. Hey, they haven't been around for a while, so we could probably get, I don't know, 7, 8,000 for them. We're going to talk about the state of the AK, by the way, because um, I normally keep up on the market. I'm always looking different sources, auctions, gun broker, local FFLs, that type of thing. And there's been so many other things that I've tried to add to the collection lately that just hadn't paid much attention. But I got a couple of days to really dig in and see what's going on out there in the market and what things are bringing. A couple of surprises, couple good surprises, couple that shocked me, but interesting. Anyhow, getting back to Tommy's gun, it's an SLR, right? I can't remember SLR or SAM, but if you remember the guns with the gambits, they call them. So the guns were meant to for you to buy and later on SBR, and they had these legal barrels, 16-inch, but they were huge, and they even did it on the shotguns. The shotgun had this super long break; it was finned and everything, and the rifles had the long. I don't know if they look like a silencer or what the heck they were, but um, uh, when you saw them on the web page, they just didn't look all that cool. It was like, okay, they're trying to do something. I see what they're doing. It's for people that want to SBR them later. And I really never wanted to SBR anything. I didn't want to go through the hassle. I didn't want to wait. Um, just not my bag, really. And so never looked at them. And a couple times I thought, well, it's a way to get maybe a gun that you can't get your hands on right now. That's the only way to do it. And so I thought about it here and there, but never ended up pulling the trigger. Well, Tommy found one. I don't know, remember if he got it from Kavar or not. I don't know. He didn't. He got it from a private party, I think. But got a great deal on it. And when I saw the pictures, Kavar did a really crappy job with the pictures they put on their website, because the pictures he sent me, man, the thing looks cool. Like I'd almost leave it like that instead of SPR in it. It's really neat. I don't know if it was a contrast thing with their pictures or what, but it didn't do it justice. It's really cool. So it was cool to see that. And what are you gonna do? You gonna SPR it? Probably should, because that'd be the coolest in the end, right? But nice gun and a good deal. Um, if you hear some crying, that's one of the puppies. They're up at the top of the stairs. You hear that? And they're crying. Listen. You hear that? They haven't had mom around to baby them all week, so they're a little. They've got they're starved for attention. Maybe I'll let her down here. We'll see. But yeah, he got his hands on that, so that was a cool thing. I like getting emails from you guys and messages and answer questions and all. It's fun. I try and answer every single question, and man, it's getting to be a chore because back when there were 5 or 10 or 20 videos, it was one thing. Now that there's, I don't even know how many, probably over 100. Think about it. You watch that video, if you've been a fan, and you wait for the next one. Well, there's people that are just discovering these, so all those videos are constantly rolling, and people are asking questions, and they may not be as popular as they once were because maybe it was the hot new product or something, but there's still a lot of people researching or looking or whatever. And man, it's crazy sometimes, but I try to get to all of them. Let's get back in here and see who else is here. So Joe Chase Kelly's here. Dixie Living is here as always. Awesome to see you. Tommy, David Inglesby, good to have you, Dave. True American Loretta, she's here. Joe brought her in, and she managed to hang around. She must like us enough that she'll hang out for a little while, so we can't be all that bad. Tommy is looking at another AK, and he's looking at one that I truly need to kind of complete my collection. And that's a Sam 7, basically underfolder. It's not a Sam 7, it's their take on an underfolder, and it's built by Arsenal here in the States on a Bulgarian receiver. Haven't seen Sam 7 underfolders in a long, long, long time. But these were around in the form of they used to call it the Classic. It had wood, and it's got the down-sloping stock as opposed to the Sam that it goes straight out. I guess I'd probably collection-wise want to get the Sam with the straight stock just to complete, side folder, fixed stock, underfolder. Oh my God, this dog. I'm going to have to go let her down here. Anyhow, I'd rather have the straight one to complete the Sam collection, but that Classic has always stuck with me. It's just a pretty gun. And anybody that's owned a bunch of Arsenals will tell you that the guns Arsenal USA builds here in the States on the Bulgarian receivers there's none finer. Their attention to detail on them and everything is way better than the factory. So you won't be disappointed when you buy one of those guns. They're beautiful. Should have grabbed one when I could have with the wood stocks and all, because I just want black. Now the way they're burning is they're doing FDE, and they're doing I saw it, God, they're even doing there's a plum rifle they're doing. They painted the whole thing plum in some weird, intriguing way. It's interesting. But on the underfolders, I think there's black, gray, FDE. I think they did an OD for a while, but unbelievable. I would not do an OD on that gun. I kind of like to mix things in. And if you got all OD, it gets a little weird, just like if it was all FDE, just like black gets boring. I'll never do gray. I don't like gray, but I like FD. We could probably add a couple of those. But when it comes to these rifles, especially if it was a Sam 7, I would want the black. In this one, and I would still go with the black, I think, and I would put some wood on it and make it nice. I don't know, or maybe I always thought that gun would look best in black with a Bakelite grip, a Bakelite handguard and gas tube cover, and a Bakelite mag with that underfolder stock. I thought it would that would be the best look, period, end of story. And I almost bought one done on Gunbroker one time. I missed it by a couple bucks, and I was in a meeting. I couldn't get out to do another bid, and I lost it by like $10. And it was gorgeous. I mean, the guy picked the best Bakelite he could find. It was really nice. Anyhow, you know what? Let this dog down here take me literally 5 seconds. You might get to meet her here if she jumps in and knocks everything over. Hold on 1 second. Come on, man. Come on. Go lay down unless you want to be on camera. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come on. Come on. Up here. There we go. Say hi, Maggie. That's Maggie Moo. She looks like a moo cow. She's all black and white. This was my son's dog, and she's half pit. Well, not half, but she's pit bull and Great Pyrenees. Thank God she's small for her size or for her breed or whatever the hell she is. Now she'll be quiet at least. All right. So anyways, yeah, the Bakelite underfolder. Really, really, really sharp. That's what I would do, Tommy. But if you do it, you're copying me. So don't do it, even though I didn't do it yet. But you'd be copying me, just so we're clear. I love messing with Tommy. Only messing around. Let's see what everybody else has to say. Man, it jumped on me. Holy moly, you guys are running these comments up. All right. Dixie says, do FDE on it, Tommy. And they also say they don't think you need much encouragement, and I concur. The Tommy doesn't need a reason to buy a gun. He's like me. He doesn't need a reason. We just have to walk in and something hit us the right way, and man, we will find a way. Speaking of that, I found a way I got, well, I already bought it, but it's on its way. It was picked up by my cousin, stayed away at a FFL that's close to him that I am dying to go to. And he sent me a pic. He goes, look at what they got. And I said, are you still at the store? I'm texting him. He said, yeah. I said, good. Don't move. I have to do something and I'll be right back. So my wife being out of town, I was out of my play money, my channel money, my gun money, my whatever, because I bought this other stuff that I told you I spent. And of course, when you're out of money, that's when something you have been dying for shows up, or some super deal pops up and you can't do it and you miss out. So I'm like, oh man, I know if I call her, she's gonna have a coronary. I got that MP5, which that broke the bank, guys, let me tell you. So I was like, I shouldn't even do it, but I've been waiting 3 years. They've been out of stock. 16-week waiting list right now. All kinds of stuff. And there's 2 of them sitting on the shelf in the middle of Iowa. Anyhow, I texted Mrs. Rock and I said, honey, I said, are you having fun? How's that trip on that first class airline flight out to see all your friends and have fun and go to dinner and spend money and all those good things. Uh, but I said, no, I said, hey, this thing came up, and she says, oh, she uses my phrase. She says, use your mama don't know money. And I said, I can't. Mama knows about all of it. So yeah, I said, can I put this on a card, and I'll take care of it when I take care of it? And she says, yeah, sure. I'm like, oh my God, grab one. So I told him, grab it. And he grabbed it, and it's sitting there with him in Iowa, and it'll be a week or two till he gets here for us to go shooting. And man, I'm dying to get this thing, but we'll tell you about that too. So I got that. I am spent out. I am on credit now. I'm out ahead of myself here. So I can't ask Mama for anything more. The coffers are empty. I got a refill. But I got some good stuff, and you guys will get some good videos out of it, and it's going to help us out a ton. So stay with us here. You're going to see all this. I just want to see what you guys have to say here, then we'll get into it. Let's see who's next. Hattori Hanzo, doing some research on Serbia. Lots of pistol and rifle clubs in Belgrade. One of the soccer teams has a practical pistol range. Huh, pretty cool. You're going over there, right? I believe, if I remember correctly. I told Tommy I want the black one. Here's my comment. I said, I want black. It's time to get back to our roots and more AKs. No more of this German or Czech or American crap. Just good old commie crap. I said, should have just called them the CC-47 for commie crap. We got to get back to some of these AKs, guys. Last two range trips, I've been shooting a lot of AR. I shouldn't say AR. I've been shooting a lot of 5.56, 223. And while I'm enjoying that and really trying to get those accurate and target in our loads and everything, which we've done, I'm having fun with it because the guns are so accurate now, and they're guns I built, and I'm happy about that, and just having fun. But I thought, man, I'm just going to bring a bunch of 7.62, and I picked two rifles and just went and just shot. And I didn't film. I didn't anything. It was just so much fun to do it. And sometimes you got to get away from it and get back in. So we're getting back in. After all, summer's here. We can have a bunch of fun, or it will be soon, I hope. Let's see. I said Chase is here. Ellen Bishop's here. Who else? Tommy asked if he says you don't like the FDE version, assuming you're talking to me. Yeah. You unblocked me, my email, but still blocking me on Facebook. No, I'm not. I don't get what you're saying. I don't block anybody. I don't even know how to block somebody. He's messing around with me because I have not. He was shocked I responded. Brother. Let's see. What else? Knew you wouldn't respond to second email. Gun snubbing and all. Okay, see, I can dish it out, but I can't take it, I guess, right? Mr. C, what about fish sticks? No, yuck. Ugh. God, ground up reptile. That's what it is. That's what I call fish, reptile. I don't eat reptiles, sorry. But I do like a tuna sandwich. That's weird, huh? I ordered a battlefield pickup set from Arms of America when searching for a Russian set of furniture. Cool. 762 is here. That's cool. Awesome. He can be here when we show his product in a little bit here. Let's see. I'm getting caught up here, guys, almost. Tommy says, I'd send a super chat, but since I'm blocked, you might not get it. What are you blocked on? Your email came through. You're in here. What are you blocked on? If you're doing Facebook, um, I don't think I've never, like, if it's a friend request or something, I don't add anybody. It's just like a public page. So I don't know. You can comment, you can see everything. I don't know. It's confusing because uh, I think there's two Rockford Ordnance pages floating around on Facebook. I think there's a page I made, and then I think there's its own page. And I got rid of one at one point or deleted it, and I don't know if they're still there. I don't know. It's the most confusing thing. I need to get a social media advisor or manager, now that we got 6,000 subs and all. Yeah, I'm going to need somebody to take care of things, shoot my Instagram and all that. Maybe get into Twitter. I don't understand Twitter either. I find zero entertainment value in that platform. I got to say things in so many words, and I can never fit them all in. And I don't get the posting. I don't know. It's just a weird platform. But hey, what's today? And Dogecoin went through the roof for a while, at least. Anything he does, it just goes up. As it work, made a whole bunch of money on it today, and then it was. Uh-oh. Look at that. I started talking about that, and now my stream is getting affected. Okay, I'll shut up about that. I guess they don't want to hear about that. Let's see. Got a great delivery in the mail yesterday. Just what I needed. Thanks, Rock and Mrs. Rock. No problemo. What did we send you? Did we send stuff? Oh, it was my late stuff, wasn't it? Plum was one of my favorite Bakelites. Plum's interesting for you guys and gals that don't know. When you look at a plum mag, you can tell, or Arsenal with their U.S. furniture plum, they kind of hit it right. But real Russian plum, like grips and four ends, mags, stuff like that, a lot of times can be so dark they look black. Now there's true black, which is kind of rare, the mags and stuff. That was kind of an AK-74 thing after plum. But the plum stuff, a good example is I've got some Russian grips, and then I bought some plum ones, and I everything was dirt cheap even 5 years ago, that kind of stuff. And I paid up for them then because they were so perfect. And the plum is cool. You take a grip and you shine a flashlight into it, and it glows purple. It glows plum, and it truly is exactly the color of a plum. And you look at the grip without the light, and you go, "That's a black grip." No, it's plum. Pretty cool. So I'll show you some of that stuff next week. I'll show you maybe we'll go through a bunch of furniture and talk about it. Bakelite, Bulgarian, Romanian, whatever I got laying around. We'll go through some of it. I got a bunch of stuff. I disagree. Firearms are a necessity. They are. That's absolutely. You should see that plum rifle, though, that they did the mag. You're sniffing the microphone. They can hear that. You gotta be a good puppy, okay? Be a good girl. Okay. She just wants you to pet her. I just put my hand on her head. She's all good. 3 ARs. What else is going on here? LMT and Colt and a home build. Hey, if you want to import Allen, get I'm just skimming here, slimming down some, have a lot of redundant guns. Join the club. I was thinking about that the other day with money running thin, about getting rid of some stuff, but I've never sold a gun really. I hang on to it. Who got a Mac 10? David Inglesby. I wanted to get one of those B&T that look like the Mac 10, but cost over. Wow. That B&T stuff is not cheap, guys. B&T and what's the other little sub gun? It's cheaper. Damn it, can't remember. Anyhow, I never, looking at them, seeing pictures of them, I didn't think much of them. They didn't look like maybe the quality was there and everything. And then I was in a shop in Florida, and man, the quality is incredible. And I didn't realize they made different variants of it and all. Very interesting. But my collection of pistol caliber, little subguns, braced pistols has just blown up over the last 6 months. I've got the King, right? I've got the MP5. So what else do I need? But uh, Tommy was telling me that I should get that B&T brace, but um, I don't know. At first, I thought that SB tactical brace, the cheapy one that everybody has, was ugly as hell. But other people were saying, "Oh no, that's the brace. That's the brace." And I'm wondering why. Well, then when you see the H&K stocks, you know why. It looks a lot like them. So although I thought, ugh, that's for the pores, that's the version, and I wouldn't do that, but it's been growing on me. But there's a lot of good stuff out there. I just don't know who's to say we can't do two. I will tell you this: we shot it quite a bit, and it definitely needs a brace for sure. It'll be way more fun. Speaking of that, I don't think. Let me see. Did I tell you? Maybe I told you. Did I tell you I won a gun last week? Won the first contest ever in my life. I've never won anything. And I went to an NRA dinner let's see, I did the live stream Tuesday, Wednesday. No, I guess I didn't tell you guys. So did the live stream Tuesday night. Wednesday night, we go to this NRA, Friends of the NRA dinner. And Friends of the NRA is kind of cool. No matter what you think of the NRA, Friends of the NRA is kind of like a grassroots thing that is done in states or even areas, communities, part of a state. Group of guys get together and form this thing. There's committees and whatever. And what they do is the money that it raises goes toward grants that they give mostly to support shooting and kids and stuff like that. Local trap clubs at high schools, um, different things they do with FFA. What else was there? Different local ranges, maybe, but mostly, hunter safety classes, stuff like that, all revolving around kids and getting them into the sport and keeping them safe. And they have live, so they hold these dinners, and you pay. There's different packages. You get dinner, and you can buy dinner plus 100 tickets, dinner plus whatever, and then there's live auctions and other tickets you can buy and all kinds of stuff. I bet the average person there probably spends, I'm going to guess, about $500 when they go to one of these things. And there were people there spending thousands. I'm not kidding you. And a lot of them are businessmen, local businesses, and they're dumping money like crazy. And it's for a good cause, and it's fun. It's live auctions, and guys are going back and forth, and just cool stuff. They give away a ton of guns and a lot of accessories, all kinds of cool stuff. So I've done these things before. I've done them at some of my gun clubs, and I've never won a thing in my life, right? So I got the big package for the dinner. Came with like 100 tickets or 150 tickets or something. And some of the tickets you throw in bowls, and they're for little things like cleaning kits, range bags, stuff like that. There's something for everybody. They gave away a couple Springfield Armory 1911s. They gave away that gun of the year, the SIG 1911, really nice, some custom tactical jobber. There was a couple of Henrys. There was a Henry's, that 22 survival rifle goes in the stock. There was a Springfield Armory Hellcat. There was, what else? Some Savage long distance rifles. A bunch of ARs, all different Um, I don't know, just ton of stuff, right? Um, and the night's going on and whatever, and they get to the live auction, and I'm not going to do that because it gets bid up real quick. There was a guitar there that the whole top of it was done. Looked like the Constitution, "We the People," and then red, white, and blue, and it was signed by Ted Nugent. And I have a Ted Nugent signed guitar, but this thing was kick ass. The one I have is an electric guitar. This one was an acoustic, and I thought, how cool would that be to play out by the fire or something like that? And I got the Ted Nugent one for free from my brother because he toured with them with Styx and stuff. And when Ted was doing Damn Yankees, Tommy Shaw from Styx was part of that. So my brother was on the tour with him, taking care of Tommy and stuff. Anyhow, I thought that would really be neat. And again, had funds not been low, I would have probably bid on that. I think it only went for $450. That was a deal, and it was cool. So I thought, well, my brother talks to those guys. Maybe he can end up getting me one somehow. It was cool. I don't know who it was made by. I couldn't see a maker mark anywhere on it. So I'd like to know who made it. It doesn't have to be signed by them, but it's just a cool guitar. Anyhow, so we go to this thing and we have dinner, and dinner was great. They had barbecue and everything. Everything was delicious, and I was just stuffed. And the auction's going on, and we're getting close. And I told everyone at our table, hey, quit looking at your tickets. You're at a table with me. That means no one at this whole table is going to win anything. So, and sure enough, nobody at our table did. And it's down to like the last one. They call a number, and I'm looking, and I'm like, oh, well, it's out of my, oh no, it's the beginning of my, hey, I won, you know? And it wasn't just a junky little thing. I won a gun. I won the Springfield Hellcat. So kind of thought, well, I carry my 365 every day. What do I need this Hellcat for? But I carry the XL. The Hellcat is smaller, I guess. It looked okay. I had some Springfield Armories. I had an XDM. At the time, I thought I liked it, but as my tastes grew and everything, the trigger sucked and everything about it. It was a 40. Anyhow, this little gun's pretty interesting, and it may be something, summer that I can carry smaller and easier than the 365 XL, but bigger and more powerful than that little Smith & Wesson 380 I carry. So it's going to come in handy. Anyhow, this thing was down in Illinois. I went down, met a buddy of mine. He's the one that invited me to it. And I thought, oh, great. Now what? Right? I thought maybe I can't win it because you can't. Long guns, I guess you can buy out of state from another dealer, but pistols you can't buy out of state. You have to buy them in state. And I thought, what are they going to do? Give me the cash value or something like that? Turns out, no, they just ship it to an FFL. So had I been a resident down there, there would have been a $15 charge to pick it up, and that would have been it. But not only did they charge me the $15 charge, they charged me $50 shipping for a little pistol. So that was $65, and then another $20 for I don't know, transfer or something. And then I'm going to have to pay 30 or $35 for the transfer up here by me. So my free gun is suddenly about $120. And then if you add in the ticket and everything, I basically paid retail for the thing, but broke even at least and had a good time, I guess. And I won a gun. What the heck? So pretty cool. Just a pain in the neck getting it. I didn't think about that one. So, but hey, for anything of value, it was pretty cool. And it's something I probably wouldn't have normally bought. It was definitely, there were much worse guns I could have won there, There were chipmunks and kids' guns and stuff like that, Turkish shotguns, you name it. But it was definitely, one of the better things there. So that was cool. So I don't know when that'll show up, but when we get that, we'll bring you that too. So that was cool. Very cool. And it all went to a good cause, a bunch of good causes. So that was cool. Save the Bees is here. Tommy, not going to SBR because of the brace law changes. I will have enough. That gambit looks so cool. I'm going to display it. Yeah, it does look cool. I don't know why Arsenal or Kavar did those picks. They do not do it justice. I should share those picks. I don't know how to do it on here, but I don't know. Maybe I can print it off or show it in a video or something. It's really cool. All right, we're kind of at the end of the comments here. So let's get into some of the stuff we're going to talk about. So took the MP5 out shooting on the way to that NRA dinner. I stopped at a friend's house and ran a bunch of mags through it. And it ran great right out of the box, just no problems. I think I had one double feed maybe or something. What did it do? It did something really weird. It might have bumped or something. It might have bump fired and then did. I don't know. But all in all, it just like an HK, it ran great. You got to get used to it if you've never shot one. The only way you can mag in, at least that I can figure, is when the bolt is open. You can put a mag in, but you can't lock it back. And what you do on HK is you put the mag in and then you just click it back, pull it towards you, and it clicks in. Can't do that on a closed bolt. So that took some getting used to. Safety's rather stiff. I'm looking at it here. What else? Sights would be easy to use with a stock or a brace, very hard to use as a pistol, but I don't think I've ever fired a gun from the hip that grouped so well. I mean, I just held it there and just boom, 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 and it was all, like in a spot this big at 70 yards. Pretty cool. And it just runs. I was running reloads through it, and they just ran like nobody's business. Soft recoil, fun gun. It's just the tri-lug and the diopter sights. Oh, by the way, the KCI mags ran great. They were awesome. And just all in all, cool. Had a good time with it. In the process, I was shooting, you see us shoot our targets. I either shoot steel or I use yard signs like political one kind, or they're on little wire stands and they got the corrugated plastic. They're cheap. You get them at the hardware store, $7-8 a piece, and you shoot them until you hit the wire and break them, and you get another one. Well, I put a 10-round mag in and I destroyed the thing, and then put a 30 in and destroyed it. So the reason we were shooting those and not steel was in the one video, my son's friend that got back from Afghanistan shot our steel target and literally blew it in half. If you've seen my targets, the main target setup I use in most of the videos, and that's what I was talking about, something I was going to bring you guys something that you see in every one of my videos, but I've never really talked about. And maybe you noticed, maybe you didn't. But our steel target setup is made by a company called Taylor Targets. And I stumbled into them up here in Wisconsin. I was at my manufacturing plant when I had the manufacturing business. And I had run to another town to pick something up. And I went in this Ace Hardware, and they had a big display of these targets. And it was a nice in-store display, really nice. I mean, a big setup. And they put them on display, and there were racks of them. And, you don't see well, you're seeing AR-500 targets more and more now, the Champion brand and whatever that other brand is, Caldwell or something. And those brands to me have always meant they're cheap and they work so, right? For anything they make. I don't know. Just seems cheesy. So when I saw this Taylor targets in AR-500, and at that time, Champion, these other ones weren't even out really yet. And they had a selection. There's all kinds of stuff. So the key to this whole Taylor target system is the base. So if you watch my videos, you'll see this base. And if you looked at it from the side, it's a triangle essentially. So the front that faces you is slanted backwards, and then the back comes up to a triangle, and the sides are whatever. The front plate of the triangle that's slanted down is thick, I don't know, almost half inch, probably 3/8 or so AR-500 steel. And the back half of it, to save money and weight, is just regular plain thin sheet steel. So with that plate in the front, it protects it if you miss and whatnot. And I think I told you guys in one of the last videos, the time when my son put it out there backwards and just blew a bunch of holes in it. We didn't realize till we went to leave. We couldn't see him at distance. So it's got umpteen bullet holes in the back of it. But the top where the two sides of the triangle come together, they don't meet. They're, I don't know, 2 inches apart or so. So there's a flat rail steel piece across the whole top, and it's got holes drilled all in it. There's a pattern to it based off measurements of accessories they have. And the basic one that comes with it are these rods that stick up. They're 2-piece rods, and then they join a cross member, and they've got tabs to hang the chains from that hold the gong or the torso target or whatever. So when I bought it, I bought the base, which is the base of the whole system. Anything they sell works with that. They make popper targets. They make the shooting tree thing where the dueling tree. They make gongs. They make torsos. They make the hostage you can get for your torso. You can get the little hostage gong where it clips on next to what would be the head of the target, and you can shoot at that. There's all kinds of stuff. They make stuff for high-powered rifles and handguns and 22s and all of that. But anything they sell, they pretty much make for high-powered stuff or 22s. So there's a huge selection. They have a paper target holder system that works with the base. Just all kinds of stuff. Anyhow, the basic easy system is that rod system, and then you buy the gong, comes with the chains and the bolts and all of that. And I've had it now, God, I don't know, 3-4 years, I bet. And I'm still on the original targets. They're holding up extremely well, and they're AR-500. You would be shocked at how little they are dimpled, and that includes shooting, Russian steel case, which is steel, not steel jacketed ammo, and penetrator core if I'm shooting green tip, that kind of stuff. Very few dimples. It's held up exceptionally well. Lately, we shoot mostly the torso target rather than the gong, and that's only because the gong tends to swing more. So for rapid fire, there's just too much movement, whereas the torso stays put when we're shooting fast, and it sounds better for you guys. Anyhow, the one part of that target, or couple parts of that target that are kind of wearable items, things you eat up or use a little bit of every day, are the hanging part, right? That metal frame. It's essentially like, I don't know, 3/8 or half-inch rod all the way. And numerous times, I can't tell you how many times you're shooting fast, you hit it, and I brought it home and I put it on the anvil and pound it back flat, or pound the little tabs flat, or I blew a hole through the hole that the hangers go through and had to weld it up and different stuff. But that's the only thing that's worn. And I've kept that thing going for 4 years, and I've often thought I should order another one. I should order another one. Well, Mikey shot it in half, and that was the end of that. So I'm looking on their website to order another one and thinking about getting some more stuff because our friend that comes with once in a while, Scrodlip, he said, you got this channel thing going and you really got this cheesy, terrible target set up. Why don't you do something nice like these other channels do where you got multiple targets and all that? And I said, because multiple steel targets cost lots of money, and paper doesn't give you that great feedback and all, but with paper, if we had a few more, we could, run some drills or whatever, that kind of thing. If we had, be nice to do like Iraq Veteran has 6-8 targets and they go between all the steel. That'd be cool, but it costs a lot of money. These tailored targets aren't cheap. They're not expensive, but they're not cheap. When I say not expensive, when you consider the base, which is literally the base of the system, I think that's a couple $100, maybe under 200. I want to, some reason 168 sticks in my head, but it might be just over 200. I don't recall. You'd have to go to their website and look. But if you were to buy 4 or 5 bases and then targets to go on them, I mean, it's not cheap, right? But anyhow, so I had to replace a set of chains too once. I think we shot through one, and they are top grade, the top grade of trucker chain you can buy. They have held up exceptionally well. I've only busted one. And when I did, I put new bolts in. They were hardware store bolts. And I took the first shot at the gone target with an AK. The bullet hit the target, and we didn't hit the bolt. We hit the center of the target. But those hardware bolts, they literally, just from the shock of the bullet hitting, popped the heads right off the bolts. Just popped them right off. And the target fell. I'm like, what in the heck? I look and both of them popped. So I went back and I said, you got any higher grade? They give me, I forget, grade 5, I think. Pop those right off. And then I showed the original bolts to my plant manager. He said, well, those are grade 8 or grade 7 or something like that. And those are hard to get. Now, your hardware store doesn't carry those. I forget where I got them, but I ended up I think he got them from McMaster-Carr or something for me. And they've been holding up ever since. Anyhow, long story short, I order up this new target holder, and I'm really excited about it because it's going to do more than one thing. Let me show it to you here. So this will explain a little bit of it. So I told you about the base, and there's holes drilled in it, right? Well, normally just the one rod here, the cross member supports. Well, now we're going to, what's going to support the target is going to be 2x4s up the sides, and they're going to be supported by these. The 2x4s go into here, and there's 2 things. So these go down into the base, one on each side like this. 2x4s are going to go up from there on each side. And the cool thing is I can make them as high as I want. So if you look at our targets, that torso target is swinging just above the base, which in reality, I'm sitting on a couch here, it puts it about this high, maybe 2.5, 3 feet at the top of it. So you're always shooting low. It's not realistic. You're not shooting like a man-sized test. So with these, we can use these and then make the 4s however tall we want. And then it comes with a cross member too. So these go into the base. You put the 2x4s in there, however long you want, and there's knobs to tighten them down, right? So these are the base ones. Then up at the top, these go on. Let me show you. These are the ones that go on the top, and they go like this. And see this? So there's a support rod that goes between them that goes in one of these holes over to one of these holes. And that supports it this way so they're not wobbling, right? And then the chain for the target hangs in these notches here. Or we can put they get those screw together chain links. We can put those through here if we want. But I think hanging them works pretty good. So these go over the top of the 2x4s and are stopped by this, and they have to tighten them up. Problem was, when I got them, I opened the box and everything was good. There were 4 of these knobs. 3 of them were good, and one of them, let me show you what happened. So there were a bunch of shattered plastic pieces in the box, and the knob took a dump somehow. I don't know if the heavy steel and shipping smashed it in there or what, but yeah, it came smashed. And it came with new chain, which is cool because I figured here I get the new hanger and then I can replace all the hardware, and our targets are still good and awesome. It came with new bolts, the high grade ones that don't pop the heads off. And it came with the links to hang it. And the top support rod, which is kind of interesting. The old one had one piece, and this was essentially welded to it. It was welded here. This was one piece. And then the other top piece went in like this. Well, now it's 3 pieces. I don't know why. This is the part Mikey shot in half. He shot it right here, actually, and it bent it right in half and broke it. I don't know why they didn't weld it this time. Maybe it makes it more replaceable or fixable, or I don't know. This is the support that goes in between the 2 top ones, and then the chain brackets. So it came with all of this. So I thought, man, this is better than, because the old one was just these rods, basically. That's the thickness they were. And it's a setup similar to this. They come up and then the side one, but there's tabs that they hang from. So I thought, man, not only am I getting the brackets that hold the 2x4s, I'm getting all new chain, new hangers, new bolts, new everything. It'll be all brand new. I got my base and I got my gong, and everything will be new, and we'll go another 4 years or whatever. But then I look and I'm like, well, oh crap, okay, we got these, but no nuts and no washers. And to tell you the truth, to get the other ones off the old target, it might be kind of tough. I think the original ones, if I remember right, are nylock. They got the nylon in. Those are hard to get off to begin with. But they get shot, or I had the target hanging backwards and hit it maybe in the threads. Yeah, good luck, right? So I thought, oh my God, no nuts, whatever. So I sent him an email that the thing was broke and that the nuts and washers were missing. And nice young lady answered me and said, I packed that box personally. I can guarantee you those weren't smashed when we put it in there, and we will get you one out right away, no problem. She said, and she was very apologetic. And she said, as far as the nuts and washers go, we don't normally include those because those come with the gongs or whatever, or your torso target. And I thought, oh, okay, my fault. And I looked, and it didn't show that it came with them. It said chains, actually. It didn't even say it had these when I looked. So I guess I'm ahead of the game with these. But she said, if you need them, just let me know and I'll send them to you. And for your trouble, what size T-shirt do you wear? And I thought, wow, how nice. So they're sending me a T-shirt. They're sending me the nuts and bolts in one of those knobs that got cracked. And I'm in biz again, right? I think we'll do our gong. We'll shoot that a little more. The torso target. I don't know how long we've had it and how long we've been shooting it, but with our loads and our guns getting more accurate, I've lately, or maybe it's just the practice, at 100 yards, even at 200, I can just throw the gun up and boom, 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 hit 6 headshots like nothing, like child's play, right? And from hitting the headshots so often lately, I noticed the target wasn't ringing like it should, like it used to. Used to be able to hear it on the mic, on the videos, really easy, and now it's just duller. And I didn't really know why. It means the show there's 2 cracks starting. and that's why it's not ringing, I think. I don't think it's going to break anytime soon. I don't know. Maybe it will. Maybe I'll hit it one day and that crack will go all the way down. But whatever. I've more than gotten my use out of it. But one of those things that happens. But let me tell you something. These Taylor target systems, go to their website and check them out because they've got poppers. They said the torsos, the base system, the dueling trees, the paper target holders. They make one where you just clip the paper targets to it, you know. That's why I like the 2x4 system. That's why I got it, because now I won't hang the gongs in the steel, but if I want, I can staple paper to the 2x4s. So now it takes care of both. I no longer have to worry about digging those signs in the ground when it's all rocky or frozen. Really nice. So it's going to work for paper. It's going to work for steel, and it's awesome. Now I just wish I had like 6 more of them, but yeah, what a great system. And I don't know why I never talked about it. I think I reached out to them one time, sent an email about sponsoring the channel and that kind of thing. But when something works as good as this does, and not to mention that the customer service is so good. I mean, what they did, they didn't have to send me a t-shirt. They didn't have to send me the bolts, nothing, but just super, 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 super. And who knows? Weird stuff happens in customer service these days, maybe you catch somebody, they had a rough morning with another customer and you get caught in the middle, and they're having a bad day and now you're having a bad day, whatever. Not this person. Because I even thought I don't know. I worry about stuff like that. When something's wrong, I worry, oh, well, I better email them right away because it came in the mail Saturday. And if I don't email them right away Sunday morning, they'll think I went to the range and I shot it and it's my fault. That's how my brain works, right? Being that I'm kind of in retail, and I have people try to pull the wool over my eyes every day of the week. It's ridiculous sometimes. But yeah. So anyways, she did that and really nice. So go over there, check out the target system, see what you think. There's cheap stuff, there's expensive stuff, there's everything in between. Once you have the base, guys, even they show a setup on there with 2 bases, and you can do some poppers and the steel or the paper and the steel. If you had the money to do 2 bases, man, that really opens up some possibilities to create a whole shooting system down there. 3 bases, if you have a home range or something, and to have 3 or 4 of those things, you could have a group over and really go to town and have a lot of fun and be able to jump from target to target and really do some nice drills and have fun. And it's so nice to have a reactive target where you get some feedback from it, So when something works as good as this, we like to show you, and I'll give you one shot of this. All the plastic stuff's going to fall all over here that broke. It's Taylor targets, all made in the USA. I don't know where it's shipped from, what state they're in. Maybe Missouri, Pineville, Missouri. So, what's funny? Everything I had shipped to me over the last couple of weeks has been from Missouri. Parts, Midway USA, Taylor targets. I don't know why some of the bigger online retailers don't carry them. I'm telling you, it's the nicest system I've seen yet. So what I show on my channel is nothing. You should see the poppers and all the stuff they have. Just really, really nice. Maybe one day they will sponsor us and we can show you guys a bunch of stuff. But I can tell you, it is held up, and you guys know how we shoot. I mean, what do I shoot in a year? 10,000 rounds or more. And I'll bet almost all of it, other than a little bit of paper, hits that target. And that's 308, 556, 762 by 39, 45 long Colt, 357. Oh man, I've hit it with so many shotgun slugs, 3-inch magnums, you wouldn't believe. With that 1301 Beretta, we were pounding the hell out of it. it's taken everything we can throw at it and then some. And I've had target systems where I've bought them, I've put them out there, and I'm not kidding you. The first 3 shots, and boink, something goes flying, and whatever you just spent $100 or $200 on is garbage. Literally, I've had that happen multiple times, and I was always leery buying a target system because they just wouldn't hold up. Well, this has been a very good investment, and it's held up well. So as always, I try to, when something's good, I try to tell you when it's good. And when something is crap, I tell you when it's crap. But this stuff is awesome. And they even, this is kind of cool. They put their logo in there, which is neat. And these are nice too. You just got to make sure you keep these toward the back because from the front, they wouldn't last too long. And you get a lot of spray and splatter from the lead that comes down. The only thing I wish is, and I don't know how you solve this problem, but when they come to you, you get the base and everything, and they're so nice. They're all painted black and they look good and all of that. And their logo and all is done in fluorescent orange, and they just look great. There's a big sticker across the front that says Taylor Targets, and that lasts about 7 minutes or 3 mags, and it's all gone. And I repaint it from time to time. I just wish it would stay looking so nice and with their orange stuff on there, especially if they're, like, so maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll ask them for some of their stickers. So it's always on the video, we can paint them real quick and throw the stickers on it and people know what we're shooting. But yeah, it's just good stuff. So, and now you got good stuff and great customer service. Boom. Am I shilling for them? No, I am not. They don't give me anything. They don't give me that. Well, they gave me free nuts and bolts and a t-shirt. If that counts. If I'm a shill for nuts and bolts and a t-shirt, oh boy, you guys are in trouble. But like I said, I bought those targets. I don't know if I had the channel then or I bought them before. I don't know. But they've worked out great. Can't say enough. So that was the product of the week, and I'm going to bring you a video on it too. Now that I thought about it, I don't know why I tend to do just gun videos. There's so much more that goes into the sport that we need to bring it to you and show you all this good stuff. And if you're shooting AKs, I'll tell you right now, it holds up to Russian steel case, and that's saying something. A lot of AR-500. There's good AR-500 and there's bad AR-500 or stuff that is quite AR-500 that they label as such. And you'll shoot that with 7.62 import, and it'll chew that target up faster than anything. There'll be craters. It'll look like the moon, And then what happens is bullets start to fly weird directions, and it can get a little hairy. So you don't want that. But I'm not kidding you. I'm on the same gong, same torso. Torso did develop a couple cracks, but I'm not bashing on it. I mean, I'm shocked that it's holding up like it has. So that's that. We talked about the Buy 39 project. And for those of you that don't know, the Buy 39 project is a little thing I took on with a friend of ours. He's become a friend of ours through this. His name's Fred Pickering. He owns Pickering Customs in Michigan, central Michigan. And he's got a website and all. I think it's Pickering Custom Guns and Ammo. Check it out. A lot of cool stuff. If you're looking for some special load or special ammo or custom ammo, he makes it. And he builds custom rifles. He's an ex-SF guy, knows what he's talking about. And the amount of knowledge and notes he sent me on loading the 7.62 by 39 cartridge is nothing short of astonishing. We've tried a bunch of different things, and Fred has given of his own time and money and sent me bullets and powder and all kinds of stuff. And I have had very little success. And a lot of it had to do with At first, we had powder that was sort of good work for that cartridge, but not quite the best stuff that was out there. The issue you run into with 7.62 by 39 is case capacity. It's a very small case, very short. Although it's 30 caliber, it's short compared to even like an AR round, a 5.56 round. And to get enough powder in that small cartridge to get this thing trucking up north of 2,000 feet per second is tough, to say the least. You use powders you'd use for other rounds, and you just can't get enough of it in there. You need a fast burning powder that's going to get that bullet trucking, right? And everything we tried with powder, normal powders, even stuff that was recommended that we're in some charts for 7.62 by 39, I was having a hard time getting it over, 15, 1,600 feet per second. We were down 13, 14, and lucky if we were accurate. I did kind of like the best we were getting, maybe 1.5. We tried a ton of different bullets. And there's are what's hard to get are the bullets. The brass, I was lucky enough to get a bunch and found a bunch and saved it from range trips and whatnot. But powder and bullets were the problem. So Fred was sending me what he could when he could. And, we had 123 grain, 150 grain, 175 grain even, 310 diameter, 311. And when you're messing around between weights that are that much different and charge weights that are different with non-optimal powder and stuff like that, you're sighting in the gun in between. And it can be a big enough difference that maybe you're off paper when you go to the next one. So it takes quite a few rounds to get it back on paper. Well, when you're trying to load, you got maybe 30 bullets to test. You use 10 of them to sight the thing in. What kind of ladder test are you going to do? Anyhow, I lucked out, and I found a bunch of Nosler bullets, and these happen to be their polymer tipped ones. They're marketed under Varmageddon, and there's a couple other. There's a ballistic tip and an expanding tip, and these are the Varmageddon. They're 123 grain, flat bottom, really, really nice bullets. This is brand new Winchester brass, and we are using CFE black. So the powder is made by Hodgdon, and it was made for the 300 blackout. Well, very similar ballistics to the 7.62 by 39. Without empirical data on it, it is my choice for this cartridge. I think it's going to be one of our best powders. So what I did here is, and then I was new to this game too, and kind of documenting it all, keeping track of it, thinking, I'll load these up and I'll remember what they were when I get to the range, or I'll remember them when we get back to the range, what shot where. I learned one thing: you have to document everything. So we bring a Sharpie with us. We're marking the targets up. We have a notebook. We're keeping everything. It's just going a lot smoother. So I loaded up 50 rounds yesterday. And then when I got done, I thought, you know what? I'm going to load an extra 10 at the base load of our ladder. So I can, if I have to sight it in, I got 10 extra rounds. So we loaded 60 rounds. And let me show you these beauteous things. Look at those AK rounds, guys. Are those pretty or what? Look at that. That's just perfection. Looks so much better than steel case, doesn't it? They're just nice with those ballistic tips and all. Pretty cool. Anyhow, we seated them. We made them as long as we can. We made them just short of not fitting the mag. So they're all at the optimum length to fit the mag. And that puts us closer to the lands and grooves, which is something we weren't doing before. And then I had a situation come up when we were testing a few weeks back when it was super cold, and we shot a bunch of round. We're using most of it is ball powder. We've tried BLC2, this CFE Black. Um, there's 2015 powder. That's the number of the powder, 2015. 2230 works well. All of them are ball powders, not extruded. And I was reading about, this round and ball powders. And I got home from the range after testing a bunch of this, and I opened the gun up, and inside the gun, it was just covered in half-burnt gunpowder. The waxy yellow shells that were left in there, it was covered, little dots everywhere. And I thought, how in the heck is there this much unburnt powder? I have never had that happen in years of shooting and reloading and using these same powders and everything. And it was just covered. I mean, covered in unburnt powder that had turned to waxy yellow, whatever. I don't know. And I thought, what the heck? It's got to be, it's not burning completely. What's the deal? And we're getting these super low speeds too, and not very accurate. So I'm reading, and I read about ball powder that is not burning completely when it's cold out, or which it was extremely cold, or just not getting an optimal burn. And one guy said that that's because of the primers people use. And he stated that a lot of, and I know it's true on 5.56, military rounds, yes, they have harder primer cups, but they're also the equivalent of a Magnum rifle primer. So, a few guys stated that Magnum primers will give you a much better burn with ball powder and a complete burn. So, I had one box of large rifle Magnum powders. So what I've done here is this first row here is 27.5 grains, and half of them are done with regular primers, and the other half of the row are done with Magnum primers. So we're going to compare the two back and forth. So 27.5 grains, 28 grains, 28.5, 29 grains, and 29.5. Max load on this is 29.7. I went up to there. We could probably do 30, but 29.5, it's a compressed load right now already, meaning that case is almost full. The bullet is actually compressing the powder in there. And while you can do that a little bit, maybe, I don't know, I've heard 110%, but it's not the greatest idea, right? I've shot compressed loads and no signs of overpressure or anything, but brand new brass. So we take the brass out of the equation. Maybe it was if when I was using the once or twice or 3-time fired brass, maybe it had been dinged or dented. Maybe it was not concentric. Brand new brass. Primers. This one happens to be one of the Magnum primers. They have the brass primer, and the regular primers have the silver color. Other than that, they're identical. Took a lot of care and time to load these. They're absolutely gorgeous, but really doesn't matter what they look like, right? Matters how they shoot. It's got a really nice profile to this bullet too, and they fly extremely well. These bullets shot the best of anything we've shot so far. They gave us the best groups no matter what. They were tighter than everything else, even though the groups were crap, but they really helped us get it down. So I'm really hoping this batch gives us something to run with here. What else? Yeah. So we're going to get those out. I think I'm going to scrub up the Krebs rifle really, really good tonight. Clean that barrel like crazy and put its optics back on it. And I think that's what we're going to run. I can tell you this for sure. When you're looking for accuracy out of an AK, some people think, well, longer barrel, man, a longer barrel is going to do it. Use the RPK. This has been proven time and time again, and not just by me, but by some of the best, most well-named, biggest names in the business, one being Mark Krebs. Mark Krebs will tell you without fail that the shorter the barrel, the more accurate the AK. Now, I'm not talking about crinks or micro Dracos or stuff like that, but a 14 and a half inch barrel will be more accurate than a 16-inch barrel. Hence why, for instance, on my Krebs gun, they slid the front sight block back to the gas block and chopped it and then pinned and welded it. You get it. There's a lot of barrel whip on AKs, and it has a lot to do with so much stuff, hung on the barrel and big stuff. You got the big front sight blocks and you got the big gas blocks and all the other stuff, the handguards, and everything else that's clamped on there, gas tubes, and everything's big and bulky, and but just the harmonics of the barrel and the whip you get on the longer barrels, the shorter is always proved to be more accurate. Mark has proved it time and time and time again. And whether you believe me, I think you're safe believing Mark Krebs. I got to get him on the channel because you have just an hour with him. You just cannot believe the amount of knowledge just stuffed in that man's head about this platform. And it's so cool to get it out of him and get him talking on a subject that he's excited about. Yeah, so I think the Krebs gun will be, it's always been super accurate. And I just think I was frustrated early on with things, how cold it was, everything. And not having the right powder and different stuff. I think we'll make some good progress tomorrow. And yeah, we'll bring that to you too. So another step in the Buy 39 project. You will have a video on it, win, lose, or draw. We'll show you what this thing did. I got a couple other powders too. I got a little accurate 2015. That's good powder for 223 556, but it's also okay for the 7.62 by 39. And other than the CFE black, the best powder we've had success with so far was the 2230, also an accurate powder. That did pretty well too and get some decent velocity out of it. BLC2, not so much, but I wonder how BLC2 would do with a Magnum primer. I'm hoping these Magnum primers give us a much better burn, a faster burn, and really bump things up. So it'll be cool to see. While we are on the subject of Mark Krebs, I was contacted by a viewer here, and he goes under the handle 762. It's not like seven, it's Seben, SEBEN 62. And he said, "Hey, Chris, I got a product I'd like you to take a look at, and I'm wondering if you want to do something with it." And I asked him, like, what? You want me to review it? You want me to try it out and review it? You want me to do a video on it? What do you want? And he said, well, let me send you a couple and see what you think. And it is a handguard and gas tube wrench / lever. We talked about it last week. Well, he sent me a few of these, and I'm going to give some away to you guys. So it's pretty simple. When I first saw it, I thought maybe it was machined out of that it was more 3D, but it's stamped steel, and it's got a hook on one end to goes. If I could hold guns on this, guys, we could show it. But I'm going to do a video on it. But it goes over the little lever that you have to always undo. Oh boy, Mama must be home. There's a lever that. Hold on. Be quiet. Go upstairs. All right. There's a lever on the AK that you have to lift to get the handguard off. And then also the gas tube lever. And this will work on both. Kind of a neat little tool. You think, well, big deal. Well, use a screwdriver, it slips, you cut yourself, you scratch your gun. I worry about scratching some of the collectible guns I have. This will work great. And you never have one around. This, you could loop something through it, attach it to your shooting bag or even your plate carrier, whatever. It's nice and thin. It could fit in your plate carrier somewhere, in a shooting bag, anywhere you need it. Simple, to the point, and does the job. He makes these. I asked him a couple questions if they were available through him. And oh yeah, it's heat. He said 4130 water jetted and heat treated at 45 Rockwell hardness. So cool. I was going to ask him if it was heat treated. I assumed it was, but really, really just a nice little piece. And they're available through Krebs. I checked his website. They are on there. I think they're $16. And he is currently out of stock on them. So they must be selling well, but he assures me that there'll be more in stock soon. Not sure if that's the only place to get them. He can let you know here. I see he's in here. So if you guys got any questions, he can probably fill you in a little better than I can. But we just got these the other day, and we're going to start using them tonight when I take apart that one rifle to clean it. And then we'll use it at the range as well. And I'll let you know how easy it works and how well it holds up. And if anybody can prove how well something holds up, it's me when it comes to AKs, right? Yeah. So anyways, I thought when I saw this, it was funny because before he approached me, Krebs did a Instagram post about these. And I looked at it and I went, damn, that Mark. I said, he came up with another one. He gets these little genius ideas. And I'm not giving him credit for this. Hold on a minute. Let me finish. I thought, damn, he did it again. He came up with this simple idea and he's going to make a fortune off it. Like his safety, that safety. I've talked to Mark extensively about his business and whatnot. That safety essentially, Mark could live off the safety alone, forget the rest of it. It supports just about everything. And that's nice because then, you got something paying for the cost of everything. It allows you to then do so many other things, R&D, and work on different projects and things like that. And I know he says he's truly been blessed by that. And it was such a simple idea, but yet it works great. And others have tried to copy it with welded flat ones, like the Polish one. That Polish one's horrible, by the way. Cuts into your finger. It's terrible. Just the curve of the Krebs. And when you're stamping things, that curve is hard to do and expensive to get the original dies for that when you add a curve like that. But yeah, he came up with that. And I thought, here he goes again, the stupidest thing and the easiest. But every time you go to take an AK apart, and the bolt carrier trick works just fine. I do have one or two rifles that the slot just isn't big for it. Maybe it's the paint buildup on it is too much and it won't fit or whatever, and you don't want to scratch it, right? Or maybe pull the whole blob of paint off the end of it. Now it looks like crap. So now you got this. So if you guys want one, go to Krebs Custom and he'll have them back in stock, I assume, very quickly. Or maybe 762 can tell you where else you can get them. I don't know if Mark's got an exclusive on them or what. But he didn't come up with it. They did, 762. And he was smart bringing it to Mark, because Mark appreciates stuff like this. And hey, simple is always better, right? The KISS theory. And this is by all means that. So I got two here I'm going to give away. And who came up with the idea of how to give them away last week? And I said it was genius. I think it was Tommy. Tommy, what was your idea of how to give these away? You had an idea that you said, do this and it'll be simple. What was it? Do you remember? Tell me. I don't want to go back through all of last week's comments, because that means I'd have to give it away next week. Let's see. Let's see what everyone's saying here in the chat. We've been talking so much and I haven't checked back in. I'm going to back up. Tommy, super chat, $20. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. You know, me and Tommy give each other crap back and forth. And I don't know how it started. It was just when Tommy first started coming on the channel, it seemed like every week he's like, hey, yeah, this week I bought this and I bought that and I bought this. And this week I bought a Beretta shotgun, and I bought an X95, and I bought two SGLs. And it's like, damn, all these guns, like every week, 2 or 3 guns. And it was like, damn, what's he going to have this week? You know, and it was cool and it was funny. And then so I started giving him shots, not shots, but like, let's see what Tommy added to the museum this week, you know. And now he throws back, have fun with it. But that was very nice of you, Tommy. $20 in the super chat. That will help, to pay for this Target stuff, right? So you guys know that hanger and the brackets, the chain, everything, I think was maybe $60, $70. It was cheap. And we'll get by another 4 years on it. So, hey, appreciate it. Thanks, Tommy. That's best. Did that last year with my 15-year-old dachshund. Oh, by the way, so you saw the one dog tonight, right? We've got a small herd of dogs. We've got an English Mastiff. We got a Chihuahua. We've got a Weimaraner. And then we got Maggie, the one you saw here. Well, the Weimaraner is 13 years old. He developed a paralyzed larynx. My wife took him 2 weeks ago up to Minnesota for an emergency surgery. They stitched part of it open. They said it'd give him another 3 years. He's went deaf from this problem. His bark has gone away, and his legs, due to it affecting his nerves, have gotten weak. He kind of slumps in the back. But other than this one issue that caused all this, he's really healthy. He's in good shape. He looks good. We get him home. He's doing well. He's recovering. And all of a sudden, there's like the blood's not stopping. It's getting worse, right? And worse. And then his nose there's stuff pouring out. And I said, honey, something's wrong. She takes him to our vet, and they check it out. And they had seen something. They thought it was a sore on the roof of his mouth, and they thought it was from the surgery, maybe, right when he got back from it. Well, in 3 days, it tripled in size, and it's cancer. So unfortunately, we spent like $3,000 on the surgery, and 3 days later find out he's got cancer. My opinion, they should have known. They should have tested. They should have looked at blood work. They should have something. I can't believe that you end up with a cancerous tumor big enough to block off all your breathing 3 days later after they do a surgery related to breathing. I find that hard to believe. Did they do it on purpose? I don't know. Maybe it was just they were so fixated on the one problem that they missed the other. I don't know. But that's kind of a bummer when you spend that kind of money. Not, I don't know. How do you put a value on pets? It depends on the person, I guess. Some people, a dog is a working animal, and it's just that. When they got a problem, you put them down. No big. They don't think twice about it. And it's a family pet. It's another thing. It's a hunting dog. This particular dog, while it's not my favorite, I like it. It's one of my pets. I care for it. We've had him a long time. He's a member of the family. He's not my favorite, but mostly because I think he attaches to the women in my family a lot more than me.
And I've got my dog, my English Mastiff, who that's my baby, you know. But I care for him. I feel really bad for him. He's a sweet dog. And I liked hunting with him. He was a good hunter. I hunted with my son with him. So that sucks. But hey, maybe they can go hunting together now again, huh? And we're going to put him. My wife was in Seattle, and I just prayed every minute of every day that something didn't happen to him while she was gone, because I'd never live it down. It would be, you didn't take care of him, or how'd you let this happen, or so I just prayed, please just keep going until she gets home, or we're gonna have like a weekend at Bernie's. I'm gonna have to prop him up in the corner and have a little recording of him barking or something until she walks in the door. Well, she just got home, so she made it, but she's made an appointment. They actually come out to your house now and put them down. It's really no extra cost. And when they're sick like this, he's actually getting around fine. He's eating, he's drinking. Sounds like he had the surgery, but there's just so much out of his nose and everything. And the last few days, he wasn't drinking as much. He has slimmed down. He's not eating all his food. It's just getting to that time. The house is covered in blood from one end to the other. It looks like a mass murder happened here, because it just drips constantly, drip, drip, drip. They like to sleep, lay around on our sofa upstairs, which was a nice sofa, not a beat up sofa. Well, it's shot. I'm gonna burn it tomorrow or Thursday because it's shot now. But I'm not gonna. The poor thing, let him just be in peace, right? So that couch is destroyed. There's blood dropping. Thank God we have hardwoods everywhere, or the house would be completely destroyed from it, because it happened at a time when I'm going to work. He's going to be here. She was out of town. We had people come over, spend time with him, but I can't keep him locked up because he can't lay in his cage and still breathe well enough and all that. And we thought maybe things would get better, or hope for a miracle with this other drug they gave him. But I think we're going to put him down. Going to be a crappy day around here. Did not want this for my wife so soon after losing my son, because this is her baby. Sleeps with her every night, right next to her. His head is up on her head. He'd climb up on her pillow if he could. He does often. That's her baby. So unfortunately now she's got to deal with this. I feel really bad for her. Yeah, kind of sucks. We haven't had the best luck lately. Anyhow, so we went through these. Tommy, did you figure out how I'm going to give this thing away? Let me see. Here he is. Guess. Oh, bullets in a jar. Okay. You guys want to hold on 1 minute? I hate to do this. I hate to walk off camera, but I have bullets in a jar upstairs it wasn't for this. I just have them. They're in there. I got a bunch of stuff at an estate sale, and there's a bunch of 38 caliber bullets in a jar, an old mason jar. If you guys want to hold on 30 seconds, I'll go get it. I will show it on camera. We'll give you a few minutes to come up with a number, and we can go from there. Besides, we've been on almost 2 hours. I need a little break. So like 2AEDU does, he takes a break every now and then, right? 30-second break. So you guys can talk in the chat. You can keep it going. Let anybody else that stops in know that we're coming right back. We're on a break. And I won't say 30 seconds, but I'll say a 2-minute break. How's that sound? Okay. And then we'll come back, and we've actually got, let me show you. Where's the other one? What the heck? There it is, I think. Yeah, because I've got another one out of the package. So here. I am keeping one to test. He sent me 3. And we have 2 of them to give away to you guys. So we'll have 2 winners. The 2 closest, or if there's a tie, the two that tie will get it. So 2-minute break. We'll be right back, and then we'll give away these AK tools. All right? Give me a second. Enjoy the AK poster. Be right back. All right. I hope that was less than 2 minutes. But we're back, and this is perfect. It couldn't have worked out any better. I had this done. I have no idea how many are in this thing. It's an ancient jar. It was, if you guys have heard me tell the story about my buddy went to an estate sale. He got all this gun stuff, and he invited me over, and we go in his garage. And if you know what those Lifetime foldable picnic tables look like, they're like 6-foot tables. He had like 6 of them lined up, and they were covered, and I mean covered, in reloading stuff, brass, primers, reloading tools, scales, presses, boxes, live ammo, anything you could imagine, and stuff from the 60s, 70s, memorabilia from shooting ranges I remember in the past, just all books and unbelievable. And I said, what's this? He says, I was going to throw it out, and then I thought of you. He says, so anything you want, if you want all of it or some of it, just take it, and the rest I'm getting rid of. I said, well, I'll take it all. I mean, unbelievable amounts. I haven't even gone through it all. I even found antique stuff in there that's worth some money. There was a box of unprimed new brass Remington from like the 40s or 50s. And 50s probably. And it was sold from, has a price tag on it, from Marshall Fields. If any of you know Marshall Fields, I never thought in a million years they sold anything having to do with guns. It's a department store, a high-end one, or was, and never in a million years would I think they sold that. So it's kind of unique to have that. All right, enough talking. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna show you the jar. I'm gonna hold it up here. We'll maybe talk about a few things while I do it, but I'm gonna put a time limit so you guys can't really like be counting them. Let's see, it's 9:50 on the head. We'll put it up for 2 minutes, and I'll either talk or go along with whatever, and you guys can look at it. Just post in the comments the number you think, and then I'll count them out, and
whoever two are closest will get the prize. So here we go. It's an old Miracle Whip bottle. Old. So here it is. They're 38 just brass. One's fired brass, it looks like. Some are nickel plated. And it's stuffed to the top. It looks like there may be a plastic bag up in the top here that has a few of them in it, but we'll count those too, whatever's in there. So take a look. Let me know what you think. There's the bottom. Put your guess in there, and whoever is closest will win them. The two closest, let's say. If there's more than two that are right on or same number that's closest, it'll be the first ones to chime in with their number. It's not a huge thing, a Miracle Whip. Look, it's about the size of my hand. So that's what it is. And it's full. I mean, I can't, it's not making any noise. That sucker's jammed. This was one of those things in that pile of stuff. There were boxes and boxes and boxes. There was a brand new O-House scale in there, a brand new O-House powder measure dropper. It had to be no later than the 60s. And it still had the packing tape on it inside holding the powder measure in there. And it's so old that the tape had turned all yellow and brittle. It just crumbled. But the scale was like brand new. It had that rust-free paper in there. And really high-quality stuff. Shotgun wads and shell blocks, the blocks you put the shells in to load them. I can't even tell you how much stuff. I mean, manuals for guns and dies and on and on and on. This guy must have been a big shooter of revolvers, because ton of stuff for 38s and 357s. He had some loaded wad cutters. He must have shot revolvers in 38 a lot. But funny thing, no 38 dies. And I wish I had the dies now, because I got a ton of brass. Bullets, 38 bullets. I bet 600 projectiles I have from this thing. I mean, I've got stuff that I'll probably use one day, but, I'll constantly be finding stuff. Okay, that's been 4 minutes. So... sorry, time flies. I'm going to start counting here. I didn't look at your numbers, so I'm going to try to count it as best as I can. Holding it up here. Let me put the camera down here a little bit. How's that? Let's see. There's a bag in here. We'll count these first. I'll put the thing right there. Let's see how many are, man. I bet there's more in here than you guys thought. All right, where am I going to put all these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoop, I dropped one. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 in that little bag, and we still got that. So let's see. 24, 25, 26, 27, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. I'm down here. 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47. There's a loaded one. Wad cutter. All right, we're at 47. And probably about halfway done. 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61. By the way, that's 61. And I said at 54, 954 was when I started counting. So I guess we cut it off at 54 there. Maybe I'll give you a little extra. 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72. Man, I can't believe how many fit in this jar. 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86. It's a good number. It was my son's racing number. 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 102, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 107, and just a little bit to go here. 108, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 119. 119. Let's go back and see who's got it here closest. Let me get all these out of the way because I piled them everywhere here. 119. If you said 119, just say it here and I don't have to go back through. Let's see. Let me get up to where you guys started putting them in here. Let's see. Wow. Clovar 713. It was the first answer, and he said 120. So that's, man, you were close. And then Joe said 128. Those are the two closest so far. Let's see. 64 was one. Nope, it jumped on me, darn it. Hold on. There's 64. Anybody else answer in here? Let's see. I got 1,200. 20. And Joe. So Joe and Ovar are the winners. You guys each get one of these, I'll say Krebs for now, but they're 762 design, sold at Krebs. These gas, a handguard lever and gas tube lever tools. And they are going to work great. I've tried them out here in the shop real quick and they work great. They're strong. They're not easily bendable. I can tell you that. They're hardened and really a cool little tool. If you've ever went to take your gun apart and went, oh, damn, I got to go get a screwdriver or this or that, or use the bolt carrier. Yeah, you know, these will come in handy. So congratulations. Good guess, man. Clovar 713. I'm sorry, Clo4R 713. That was a great guess, man. First one too. He said, I've never won shit. Let's go. You're like me. I told in the beginning of the stream, I won a gun at an NRA event last Tuesday. And I've never won anything. All the contests, all of this. I don't care the odds. You know, I get to be in a contest where it's a 1 in 12 chance of winning, and I don't win shit. I'm that guy. I've never won anything until last week. So hey, it must be time for us guys that never won anything to really maybe start winning a little bit.
This is interesting, guys. Look at these shells. Are these actually 38s? Hold on a minute. I just noticed this. What the heck? So look at this. Hold on. I'll hold one up here. They're 38s, but they're way thicker from the base to about here. And then they neck down almost. They're so, I don't know if it shows that well on camera. It just looks like a 38. But can you see where it necks down there? You see that little hump? Doesn't look like nothing on camera here. But there's a significant difference all the way around it. I've never noticed that on fired cases before. Unless maybe he was just neck sizing. Why would you neck size straight wall? And here's the other weird thing. These aren't fired. They're all primed and ready to go. Those are new primers. But why are they? Yeah, they almost look like they were necked. I wish I could get it to show better on the camera. I guess you can kind of see it there. See right there? How it necks down? Any of you guys ever notice that? I wonder if it's actually a different caliber. I doubt it. It's not that huge, but I've never noticed cartridges necked like that for 38s, and all of them are like that. Interesting. Oh, that might null and void the contest here. I told you they were 38s. Maybe they aren't. I don't know. Huh. Strange. Let me look at this now that I say that. They do look a little short, but no, 38 special. Huh. Maybe it's just the way he was doing the cases. A lot of Remington Peters. What the hell brand is this? I'm just looking at head stamps, just being curious. Looks like mostly Remington stuff. Anyhow, that was a fun way to do that contest. Much better than the other way. I enjoyed that. Thanks for coming up with that. Who the hell came up with that? Tommy did. Thanks, Tommy. I appreciate that. That was awesome. I've heard the Afghans use motor oil. What were you guys talking about? How cleaning or oiling your AKs? Yeah, there's that old story that in the desert, the Iraqis or the Afghans, they tied a knot in their bootlace, soaked it in diesel oil, and pulled it through the barrel once every 6 months. There's all that. But the AK is amazing in how it can run. But yeah, you've heard all those stories. So 762, a little more about that tool. 4130 water jetted and then heat treated at 45 Rockwell. Looks like a nice tool, Hattori says. I'd rather have that than a real Avid kit for theirs. Yeah, right. Speaking of real Avid kits, so I've bought a few of their things, right? I tend to stay with Wheeler or some other professional gunsmithing tools. The commercially made stuff just never seems to hold up right. But I've got a few things from them that have turned out to be really ingenious, work super well, and I use them all the time. They have a tool for putting in the detents for the takedown and pivot pin in an AR. They've got a tool that works fabulous, super easy. A lot of it's made of plastic, but it holds up. I've built, I lost count how many I've built using that tool. They also have a sight pushing tool. You don't see it very often in many shops because it's a big tool. It's the size of a vise. I mean, it's this big. And you can push pistol sights with it. And I got a chance to use it. Man, it works fabulous. I was shocked. They're little Glock tool looks like a pocket knife. 4 things spring up. That's always handy to have around. It's held up well. Those are the 3 that I use of theirs. I think I have one of their bench blocks too that works well. No, it's not there. I have a gas tube. I've got a 3D printed little block about yay big, and it holds the AR gas block and positions the gas tube perfectly to drive the roll pin through. If anybody's done that, driving that tiny little roll pin into the gas block to hold the gas tube in is no small chore if you're doing it freehand or trying to prop it on something. It's a nightmare. With this little 3D printed tool, man, I can't tell you how easy it is. And I got it from a guy, can't remember, he was online somewhere. He was commenting on a video or something, and he had mentioned he had these things. And he was selling them for like $10 or something. I said, for $10, send me one. Man, one of the best $10 I've ever spent. So, when it comes to little stuff like this, there's people inventing this stuff every day, guys. If you have an idea, get it out there. Today, there's so many ways to get things manufactured that we didn't even have before for small batch stuff. There's 3D printing, water jetting, CNCs, so much out there that's just open doors for people with ideas, inventors, small companies, just so much out there. If you got an idea, work with it, move it forward. If you think it's good and a couple of your buddies do, hey man, it's probably viable. Some other people probably like it too. So, get it out there. Joe says, Rocket means the world to me. I had the phone out while I was putting my dad for bedtime. He's around for another Tuesday show. He remembers was telling a story of the AK I had. Still seeing. Okay, let's talk about the state of the AK real quick, and then we're going to call it a night. So I try to keep up on the market. Lately, I've been concentrating on other things, but I took a good in-depth look and did a ton of research over the last week, and some interesting things. So, if we took a quick poll, we'd all say, well, man, prices are going up, up, up. They're going through the roof, right? They seem to have tapered off, but some of the stuff that has either been banned or hasn't been around for a while has really, really gotten up there. Now, I will say some of it are people just asking the moon, seeing what'll happen, and I doubt they're selling it. I check closed auctions to get a more realistic picture of things, but let's talk about Sega's SGLs in particular, SGL 20s, 21s, 31s, the 545 guns have been interesting to watch because when the last 545 guns kind of faded out or they weren't bringing them in anymore, there weren't going to be another load of them. You saw kind of a run on those. People were buying them. Prices were going up. And then when they announced the ban on steel case, you saw guys wanting to just bail, right? They'd take anything to get out of them. They thought, early on, a few years back, 4, 5, 6 years ago, 545 guns got really popular because there was all that 7.6 ammo around, all that cheap surplus. Guys thought they'd be able to shoot these things forever for pennies, right? Well, when they banned 7.6, you saw that market just fade away, right? The manufacturers stopped bringing in the guns. They fell out of favor. Then they got popular when, Arsenal wasn't bringing them in anymore, that type of thing. And then the Russian steel case ban hit, and everybody wanted to bail out of them. But that really never took hold. I think you saw a few people bail out right away on that, and then they thought, well, hold on here. And if you have someone you held on to them, good for you, because uh, the 5.45 rifles are bringing, in general, I'll say, a lot more money than 7.62 guns. While 7.62 is way more popular, and to me, the quintessential round. You guys know how deep I am into this, and I don't own a 5.45 gun. It wasn't that I couldn't. I could have bought as many as I wanted. I could have gotten way into it. I never cared for it. Yes, it's a fabulous round to shoot. It's super light recoiling. It's more accurate than the 7.62 by 39. It rivals the 5.56. There's a lot of good things about it, but to me, it just wasn't what I got into a case for. I being an intermediate round, I can shoot, small caliber rounds like that all day long. I got ARs. I like the 30 caliber intermediate round, and to me, that's what the AK is. I thought about it at times. I didn't want to, because I didn't want to get another platform, all the mags, and if I was going to reload it, and the guns, and stacking up the ammo, and I wasn't that enthused by them. But you look at a Vepr 5.45, a Vepr FM 5.45. Those are, I see asking prices between $4,000 and $6,000. You look at SGLs, definitely $4,000 to $6,000 in that price range there. Romanian SARs, when those would stumble into a gun shop or a pawn shop somewhere, they'd set. It was just another Jam-O-Matic Wasser. Those guns were. And that wasn't the gun. It was a problem with the magazines they sent out with them at first. Those guns run just fine with the right mags. And hey, it's an import gun from a military plant. What's so bad? So the SARs now, I saw one yesterday up for sale. I think it was at least 3,500, maybe more. Is he going to get it? I don't know. But those 5.45 guns are commanding a premium over and above what the 7.62 guns are. That being said, an SGL, either a 20 or a 21. 21 is preferable because it has the accessory lug and a few other things too. But those guns, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, you could have bought one 1,200, well, let's say 1,500 to $2,000 for mint in the box, right? Brand new, unfired. Now, shit ones, banged up, shot up, are bringing 2,500. I think and that's not to say you couldn't get one, Cerakote it, and put the proper furniture back on, which is easy to find, and have a mint gun, probably under 2,500, under $3,000 for sure. That sounds crazy, right? When those guns were coming, Segas, you could buy, I'm not saying the SGLs, but you could buy Segas for $200 back in the day. And certainly $500-600 for an SGL. It's at a couple points. If you want a really nice one now, I suspect you got to lay down about 3,500 to get in the game at a minimum. I wish I had kept more, but I got a few things you guys haven't seen. I have one put away, and it's never been fired. I opened the box once and closed it up and put it away because I paid what I thought was a lot of money back then. And I was never going to shoot it because of the money I paid. Well, now that money looks like chump change. Um, it's funny what I thought was a lot of money then, just a few years ago. Maybe we'll pull it out sometime. I wouldn't mind a shooter. That's why I brought up specifically that gun. Well, I said you could get one for about 2,500 Cerakote, put some furniture on it, because I'm kind of looking at a gun like that, where I wouldn't feel bad shooting it. And while I normally don't feel bad, I shoot my Vepers. Vepers, if you got an FM, it's worth $4,000 to $6,000 all day long. All day long. Foldable stock, fixed stock, don't matter. That's what they're bringing. Holy cow. I told you guys not even a year and a half ago, when there was still a bunch of them out there, either gun shops with new old stock or people selling new old stock, or lightly used, you could still pick up for $1,800. I think they were, what did I pay back in the day? I'm trying to think, fixed stock to folding stock. I think they were 800 and 1,100 or 900 and 1,200. I think they went to 1,000 and 1,200, something like that. And now look, man, four to six times my money in a couple of years. But it doesn't matter. I'm never selling them. They're fabulous guns. Fabulous. I would just as much, I treat them equally, a Vepr and an SGL. I actually think the Vepr is a better gun. It's smoother. The attention to detail and fit and finish is way nicer on a Vepr than it is on an SGL. Way nicer. Fight me on that, because I'm telling you right now, the Vepr's a more quality rifle for sure. There's not even a comparison. I maybe somebody thinks so, but I'd say you're wrong. I don't know. I don't see anybody chiming in here to say the SGL is a better gun. Is it more correct if you're looking for that pattern? Sure. The Vepr is an RPK pattern, but better gun all the way around. Much better. So there's that. I did notice one thing. If you guys notice, Wassers had went away for a long time. You were maybe seeing onesie twosies where you could walk in any gun shop in this country and they'd have a Wasser or two on the wall and 8 more in back, right? And while personally the Wasser is not high on my list, it's probably it's probably the best, most original example of an AKM. It just is. They've tightened it up a bit lately. They're certainly nicer than they were when I was buying the original Wasser 10s. And I may buy one. I you know what, I should, because I'll end up kicking myself when those go away, and those are going for $3,000. They're still coming with the balsa wood, but big deal. You can put anything on them. That's the great thing about them. And Wassers are back down. Wassers, guys, were going 12 to 15, $1,600 if you could find one. There weren't any. I almost thought, is Cougar stepping out of the game? What's going on? But I did see one that you could buy without an auction. Just buy $795, for sure, no more than $850. I remember, I paid $299 for Wassers, but hey, at $850, that's a deal today. If you need a Wasser, there's a bunch out there. Grab one. You can't go wrong. You'll never go wrong with it. If you're looking for a gun under $1,000 in import, you can't buy much else under $1,000. Even the Z-Paps, I'm starting to see them right around that 1,000 mark, give or take $100 maybe. But they're definitely more than a Wasser. If you want a gun in that 700-800 range, 850 range, grab a Wasser. Grab that before you do a Palmetto State or anything. At that kind of money, it's an import. Remember what I say about imports. Grab one. We never thought the Vepers were going to go away. You never thought the Sega train was going to end. So many that just went away. The Chinese back in the day, those were junk. Nobody wanted them. Couldn't give them away. They wished they got banned back then. And they were everywhere, everywhere. And now look at those. Funny thing is, the market on the Chinese stuff is stabilized. 2 years ago, when you could buy those Wassers crept up, they were $4.95, $5.50, $600, $650, $695, $700, and then when they went over $700, this is crazy, $700-800 Wassers. But yet Chinese guns were, 18, $2,000, 25. Stuff like my Bakelite, that's God it only knows, what do they bring, $4,000 to $6,000? I thought that was a lot of money. That was the highest price gun I had. Now my Vepers blow that out of the water. You're paying for a Veper or an SGL more than you are a folding stock Bakelite Chinese gun. Can you imagine that? That for ages. The Polytech Legend and the side folding Norinco Bakelite, or Polytech side folding Norinco Bakelite, were the highest priced unicorn, crazy money AK there was, right? I'd pull that thing out, and guys go, "Oh my God, look at the money he's got in that thing. That thing's worth $4,000, $5,000, $6,000." It's nothing now, guys. That's nothing. It's funny. The Chinese guns have stayed the same. They've stayed the same. They don't seem to have ramped up like the other ones, the Russian guns, or the Bulgarian guns. A lot of Bulgarian guns are going up, but the Chinese stuff seems to have stabilized a bit. Maybe it's not a bad time if you want a Chinese gun to start looking at them. Just saying. So there's my quick take on that. Just a couple interesting things I noticed. Go look around a bit, see what you see. If you see something interesting or something, maybe you see something that goes against what I just said, bring it up next week and we'll take a look at it. We'll be doing more of a weekly look at what pricing's doing. Ammo seems to have stabilized as far as the Russian steel case stuff. $375 to $395 a case is what I can buy it for right now. 5.56 in multiple brands, and whether it's M193 or M855 or Israeli or whatever, it all seems to be about 600, 1,000, somewhere in there. So that's where that market's at. And that's in bulk. That's 1,000 round cases from the typical online stuff. If you can find it somewhere close to that at a local retailer, by all means buy it, because you're going to pay shipping somewhere. Although some of the big online guys had some free shipping even at those prices. So might not be a bad way to go. So I would not stop buying ammo. I would not be waiting for the price to come down. I don't think you're going to see it come down. I think this is where we're at. I think this is where you'll be at, or damn close, a year from now, 6 months from now, 2 years from now, unless something massive changes it and makes it go even higher. But I don't foresee anybody paying, $400 a case for 7.62 by 39 or $600 a case for AR ammo and regretting it a year from now or 2 years from now. You're not going to regret it. Just buy. I bought through the entire thing. And I just bought whatever was a better deal, even though they were high. But I kept right on buying. Cost average, guys. Something will happen where it all goes away one day, I promise you, or they try to take it away. So you might as well keep grabbing. Don't worry what's coming down the pipe. Worry about it when it comes down the pipe. Just be prepared for it, right? How do you prepare for that? Well, sky's the limit. Your imagination. That's all. Use it. Um, hey, that's about all I got. If I missed your comments today, because we had a lot going on, I promise you, I'll go back through. I read them all. Normally, I try to get through them all while we're doing this. We talk about them, right? But tonight we had a lot going on. My wife just got home. I haven't seen her in a week. Her poor puppy's sick, and she's up there crying. I got to get up there and give her a hug. She needs one right now. So, anyhow, guys, it's going to be a shitty day tomorrow. Got to go put the dog down. And, yeah, not good. Anyhow, it was great getting together with you guys. I had fun giving you away. Hopefully, we got more vendors that contact us. And terrible grammar. What did I say? But when I went to hit the target, ARs are better. AKs just joking. I'm seeing who's got bad grammar. I'm sorry if I spoke with bad grammar. I'm actually very educated and pride myself most of the time, and my writing's pretty good. But if sometimes when it's late, guys, I don't know if he's talking about me. Maybe he's not. Sometimes when I get tired and been going on, I just shorten things up. It's like texting, and you shorten stuff up because you don't feel like typing. Just a lot going on tonight. If I can get out to the range, we're going to get the 7.62 done. Got pretty much a video I could bring you on the MP5, but it was shot in the rain. I actually went in the rain for this thing, but got a bunch of stuff we'll bring you. We'll show you our new target setup. And we'll talk about this next week. I'm not going to talk about it now. I'm just going to tell you, let you in on it. Told you about the Iowa thing, right? My cousin picked up something for me. I had to beg, borrow, and steal. Promised my wife all kinds of stuff so I could get it. I reload. Always have for a long time. I'm very experienced at it, and we load a lot of ammo. You'd be shocked, and I do it all on a single press, right? Yes. I got myself a Dillon XL750. It's bought, paid for. Yeah, we have to accessorize it. We need a shell feeder and maybe even a bullet feeder. But I got the basics, and when I get it set up, I'll see what else I need. But I don't think I'll be able to grab it till I see him another week or two at a minimum. Got to be nice if I saw him this weekend, but because I'm so excited to put it together, I got to figure out where I'm this thing. I might need another bench. It's about $700 for this thing without any options. Now you start thinking, well, I need a bench. I got to rearrange that. You got to get a shell feeder. Dies, this, that, the other. Before you know it, it's $2,000 territory. Everything turns into something else, But I got to take it easy because I got to keep. There's a lot of stuff we got to get stacked up here before we can't stack anymore, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, keep going, guys. Keep going. Buy what makes you happy. Don't worry about pricing. If it comes down, wonderful. Chances are it's not going to. We had a heyday there for a long time, and we kept telling everybody, buy, 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 buy. To those of you who did, congratulations, man. You got it. As put away. Never in my wildest imagination did I think what I bought, what I have would be worth what it's worth. Where you quadruple your money on a case of ammo, and it's unbelievable. It really is. It's unbelievable. Did you really quadruple it though? No, because it cost you that if you had to rebuy it again. So I guess if I wanted to liquidate it all into worthless fiat cash, that'd be one thing. But I'm just going to tell you this, and then I'm out of here because we're 2.5 hours. Things don't seem right. Everything seems strange. Things don't make sense. It's the new normal. When you got those feelings and you just don't understand why, just know that there is a why. Something's going on. You just don't know what it is yet. It's happening. It's going to happen. Whatever you want to call it. You want to call it a great reset. You want to call it whatever. It's happening, guys. It's coming. And all of it's coming. Digital currency revaluation. Hey, inflation's here. Hyperinflation's around the corner. Listen to what your government tells you. When your government is sitting there talking to you on the TV saying, we are going to experience massive food shortages, why wouldn't you believe them? They tell us these things and we don't believe them. We say, Then when it happens, oh my God, the sky's falling. All I can tell you is this, I wish I had answers. I worry, I stay up and worry about it constantly. Where is what you've accumulated, whatever value it is, if it's cash or stocks or retirement funds or whatever the case it may be, where do you put it where it's safe? I don't know. There's nothing safe right now. You know what's safe? Something you can hold in your hand, whatever that is. Some will always be worth money. I know somebody's going to say, well, bullets and okay, talking serious. What you've worked so hard for and earned, your money in the bank, your stocks, your retirement funds. To me, the best thing is something you can hold, something that's real. Building and the neighborhood goes to crap, or you can't afford to pay the taxes because your renters aren't paying, and you lose it. To me, the best thing you can do is something like farmland. You can always lease it. You can always rent it. It may not pay as much. Maybe it makes you 3% for the year, but then you've got it appreciating in value as well. I think that would be safe right now. Commodities, things that you can touch, eat, fuel things with, that type of thing. I'm telling you guys, it's here. It's coming quickly. I'm not saying next week, a day from now, a month from now, but I think we're no more than 2 years away from it, and probably much closer. Probably closer in the first year of it, I would say. And it's going to get much worse before it gets better. And I think you're going to see much worse than 08, much worse. And it could be nightmarish, actually. It's just how I feel. I was a kid when the gas crisis hit in the 70s and then the interest rates, but I remember what it was like and what you heard on the news and what it did to families, including mine, what it did to my father's businesses. We made it through, but man, it wasn't pretty, let me tell you. Barely. There were people, and we see it again. I saw it in 08. I saw it coming. I felt it in this one. I've been feeling this, and it's all there. It's all planned. It's all been in the works. And this thing going on over there, that's nothing but a cover story. Is it happening? Yes. Is it the main thing? No, it's happening for other reasons. You may think I'm a whack job. Just trust me on this one. There's a couple outlines to it that I found from other content creators here. One guy that really laid it out extremely well, because I never had one place to go and say, that's it. That's how I need to explain it, but didn't know how to explain it. If one of you guys want a link to a video that's on YouTube here, where they lay it all out with the politics and the banks and the everything, it's spot on. You'll watch it, and I'm sure you'll agree. And he proves it all out in there with video of the statements from these people and all the other stuff. He says that, and then you go, oh, yeah, right, sure they did. Or, oh, I got to investigate that. Nope, he did it for you. He puts it right there. The full context, not just the sound bite either. And you're going to go, if you had a sneaking suspicion, you're going to go, awesome, I can finally show my wife and say, here's what I was talking about, or show a friend or whatever. Or maybe you just had an idea, and when you watch this, you're going to go, it's shocking. It's absolutely shocking. The American people of the world have been sold out, sold down the river, let me tell you. And I frankly, you think, well, we're the United States, or we can stop this, we can handle it, we can change our government, there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. We are way too far down the hole, way too far gone. Will it change? Yeah, but not like you think it would. You don't have a chance. It's done and over. It's yep. I don't see how it would happen. I don't, unless somebody else on the other side's been planning just as well and putting their end together, but I doubt it. I doubt it. It is checkmate. Not saying it'll stay that way, but man, there's going to be a lot of loss of wealth, transfer of wealth, and you're not getting it back. It's a shame, and it's criminal, and it's all those terrible things. But at this point, I don't know what you do about it, because even if you do manage to get through it with a few smart moves, they're going to have a few other moves that are just those few that did figure it out and got through it. They're going to have something else to take it away. So it's absolutely jaw-dropping. That's all I can say. Anyhow, if you guys want a video about it, if you want me to explain it, show it, show you what I found after just trying to search for a solution. Searching, knowing something was up, but not knowing what it was or what the end game was, and then looking for a solution or a safe haven and thinking maybe I found it. I can lead you to the water to watch it and all that, but I don't believe we can stop it. I really don't. Anyhow, in the meantime, keep doing what I've told you to do. Keep taking care of yourself, protecting you, your family, planning for the future. Be ready is all I can tell you. And be ready to support that Second Amendment, and be ready to speak out against it. And when these things do happen, don't be a sheep. Don't believe what they're telling you. Question everything. And when it does come time to stand up to it, stand up to it. There'll be no more of that. Well, I got a house and family and kid. Guys, this is going to be it. I'm telling you. You've never heard me talk like that ever. And it's just, I think I finally figured it out, at least enough to where it's whacked. Anyhow, keep it going, guys. Speak up. God knows the other side does. And I don't even know if there is another side anymore. I think it's just all one. But do the best you can. Take care of each other. Keep your family safe. And you got anything you need, questions, feel free to email me. Check out our Instagram, check out our Facebook. One of these days I'll get to updating the website and adding some things. It's there. There's nothing really to see. If you feel like going over there, check it out. Give us a like, give us a subscribe. Don't forget about those super chats. We really appreciate it. Thank you, Tommy Gunn, for yours tonight. Really appreciate that. And keep an eye out for some good videos this week. And get out to the range, have a little fun, do a little shooting, get your mind off the bad stuff, right? It's nice to get out there. Take somebody you enjoy their company. Take somebody new that you want to get into the sport. Have a bunch of fun. I appreciate all of you. I love all of you. Thanks for everything you do. And as always, Rockford Ordnance out. Good night, Gracie.